Have you ever stopped and really thought about it? Could something as simple as eating one egg a day actually make a real difference in your health after 60? It almost sounds too easy, doesn't it? Just one egg, something you can grab for less than $1 at any grocery store. But the truth is sometimes the smallest steps can lead to the biggest changes. Hi, I'm Dr. John Matthews. For more than 20 years, I've worked with adults across the country helping them feel stronger, think clearer, and stay more active as they age. And what I'm about to share with you today is simple, powerful, and backed by science. Now, let me be clear, this isn't another trendy diet. And it's not some celebrity wellness trick making the rounds online. What we're talking about is real. It's practical. And best of all, it's easy to do. Because here's the thing. As we get older, our bodies begin to change. We might feel a little stiffer in the mornings. Names and faces take a little longer to come back to us. And sometimes, our heart or digestion sends us quiet little reminders that things aren't quite what they used to be. But aging doesn't have to mean giving up. You still have choices, smart choices that can keep you feeling good. And one of those is as simple as enjoying an egg with your breakfast. Whether it's hard-boiled, gently fried, or sliced into a salad. Eggs are quick to make, satisfying to eat, and packed with good stuff your body needs. Each egg gives you top-quality protein to help keep your muscles strong. It offers choline, a nutrient that helps support memory and brain health. You also get vitamin D and calcium, which your bones will thank you for. And yes, healthy fat's the kind your heart actually needs. But here's something most people don't realize. Not all eggs are created equal. Some eggs, especially certain types sold cheaply or stored the wrong way, can do more harm than good. If you're over 60, it's especially important to know which ones to avoid. Some eggs may raise your risk of foodborne illness. Others might contain hidden ingredients that aren't great for your blood pressure or your heart. That's why I'll walk you through what to look for and what to skip so you can make the best choice every time. No fear tactics. No confusing jargon. Just the facts, plain and simple, so you can take action right away. So if you're looking out for your own well-being, or you're caring for a parent, a spouse, or someone you love, you'll want to hear this. Because when you give your body what it truly needs, something special happens. You start to feel lighter. You move easier. You think more clearly. And day by day, you gain more energy, more confidence, and more independence. So why not start with something small? Something warm and familiar. Something you can find right in your kitchen. Go ahead, make yourself a cup of tea or coffee. Find a comfy chair. And let's take this time together to learn how one simple egg a day might be the easiest, smartest gift you can give to yourself now and in the years ahead. 1.1 egg a day, 4 ways it can help you stay strong, sharp, and independent after 60. Let me ask you something simple. When was the last time you stood up from your favorite chair without holding onto something? Or walked up a flight of stairs without feeling like you needed to catch your breath halfway? If that's been getting harder, you're not the only one. Many folks notice this after turning 60. The truth is our bodies change with age. Muscle starts to shrink. Legs feel less steady. And those everyday tasks like carrying groceries or bending to tie your shoes start to feel more like a chore. There's even a name for it. It's called age-related muscle loss. Doctors call it sarcopenia, but you don't need to remember the word, just the feeling, because it can happen faster than you think. In fact, once we hit our 30s, we can lose up to 8% of our muscle mass every 10 years. And if we're not careful, it keeps going. Before long, that loss can affect balance, confidence, and even your ability to stay independent. But here's the good news. You can slow this process down, even reverse some of it with one simple habit. Eat one egg a day. That's right. One regular egg, about 70 calories, gives you over 6 grams of high-quality protein. The kind your body actually uses to build and keep muscle. And unlike many foods, egg protein has all the building blocks your muscles need in just the right amounts. I remember a gentleman named Harold. He was 65, from Austin, Texas. A retired mechanic. Tough guy, but honest. One day he said to me, "Doc, I'm worn out just walking through the grocery store." So he started small. 1 egg with breakfast. A little movement each day. A few greens on his plate. 3 months later, Harold came back smiling. I walked 2 miles this morning, he said. Didn't even stop once. It wasn't magic. It was just the right fuel at the right time. And it didn't stop there. Eggs also give your brain what it needs to stay sharp. Ever walked into a room and forgotten why? Or struggled to come up with someone's name, even though you know them well? That's memory fog. And yes, it can happen with age. But your brain, just like your body, needs the right kind of support. Eggs are one of the best natural sources of a nutrient called choline. Choline helps your brain send signals like remembering where you put your keys or what day your appointment is. Eggs also have DHA, one of the healthy omega-3s, which helps your brain stay connected and calm. Think of it like oiling the gears in a machine. When your brain cells are well fed, things just run smoother. One woman I worked with, Ms. Linda from Michigan, she was 77 when her daughter called me. Said her mom was forgetting to take her pills. Sometimes she didn't even recognize her granddaughter. We didn't overhaul her life. We just added eggs, salmon, and broccoli to her diet. Cut down on the junk food. Let her brain breathe. A few weeks later, Linda was back to remembering names. She was laughing more, telling stories again. And that sparkle in her eye, it came back. Now, let's talk about something that's been misunderstood for years. Eggs and heart health. For a long time, people thought the cholesterol in eggs was dangerous. One large egg has about 185 milligrams of cholesterol, and folks were told to stay under 300 a day. So eggs got a bad rap. Eggs will clog your arteries, people used to say. But we know better now. Newer research shows the cholesterol in food doesn't impact your blood levels the way we once believed. In fact, for most people, eggs don't raise bad cholesterol, the kind called LDL. Instead, they help raise the good kind, HDL. And HDL acts like a cleanup crew. It carries extra cholesterol out of your blood and back to the liver, where it gets broken down. I remember Franklin, a 66-year-old from Florida. He loved breakfast but was scared of eggs. "Doc," he said, "I heard they'll block me up." We kept an eye on his numbers. After 3 months of adding eggs to his diet, guess what? His HDL went up. His LDL went down. And he said he felt better than he had in years. He was back on the golf course 3 times a week. And finally, let's talk about bones. As we age, our bones become more fragile, especially for women after menopause. Falls become more serious. And hip fractures? They can change a person's life overnight. Eggs help here too. They provide 2 things your bones love: vitamin D and calcium. Calcium gives bones their strength. Vitamin D helps your body absorb it. Now, most people think they get vitamin D from the sun. And that's true. But many older adults don't get outside as much. Or they cover up, or sunscreen, or live in cloudy places. So food becomes important. Each egg gives you a small but steady supply of vitamin D, about 6% of what you need in a day. It won't replace sunlight entirely, but it sure helps fill in the gaps. I'll never forget Ms. Margaret from Ohio, 80 years old, broke her hip after slipping in the kitchen. After surgery, we focused on recovery. Eggs, fortified milk, grilled salmon, a little sunshine when she could get it. 3 weeks faster than expected, Margaret was up and moving, walking every morning, using a light cane, and smiling. So what's the takeaway here? Eggs may seem small, but they offer real support for your muscles, your memory, your heart, and your bones. 1 egg a day. That's it. Easy to find, easy to cook, and packed with everything your body needs to stay strong, steady, and sharp. It's not about overhauling your life. It's about making one small, thoughtful choice every day. So tomorrow morning, when you're thinking about breakfast, skip the sugary cereal. Skip the dry toast. Crack open an egg instead. Your body, your brain, and your future self, they'll thank you. 2. A friendly warning: 5 types of eggs you might want to skip after 60. Let's face it, eggs are one of the easiest, most affordable foods you can find. They're packed with protein, simple to cook, and delicious any time of day. But did you know that not every egg is a good egg? Especially as we get older, certain kinds of eggs can carry some hidden risks. Some may upset your stomach. Some could put extra stress on your heart. And a few might even land you in the hospital all over something that seemed harmless at first. So today, I want to walk you through 5 types of eggs older adults should be careful with or avoid altogether. Let's dive in, one at a time. First up, cracked eggs. Now, I know what you might be thinking. You see a little crack in the shell and figure it's no big deal. You're just going to cook it anyway, right? But here's the truth. Even a small crack in an egg can let in bacteria like Salmonella or E. coli. And once they're inside, it doesn't take long for them to multiply, even if you've kept the egg cold in the fridge. As we age, our immune systems naturally slow down. That means we're more likely to get sick from things our younger selves could shrug off. I remember one case from Indiana, a sweet woman named Emily, 73 years old. She had no idea one of the eggs in her carton was cracked. Just one. And that one egg led to days of severe diarrhea and dehydration and a trip to the emergency room. So here's the rule. If the shell's cracked even a tiny line, toss it out. It's not worth risking your health for a few cents. Now, let's talk about undercooked eggs. Lots of people love a runny yolk. There's something comforting about dipping toast into a soft-boiled egg. But if the egg hasn't reached at least 160 degrees Fahrenheit, bacteria may still be alive and well inside. For healthy young folks, that might not cause much trouble. But for older adults, it can lead to dangerous dehydration, strain on the kidneys, or even an extended hospital stay. If you just can't resist a runny egg, look for pasteurized eggs. They've been heat-treated to reduce the risk. But the safer choice? Fully cooked eggs, boiled, scrambled, or baked until the whites and yolks are firm. Third on the list, century eggs. Also known as preserved eggs, these are popular in certain Asian cuisines. They're made by curing eggs in a mix of salt, clay, and other ingredients for several weeks. They look unusual, dark and jelly-like, and have a bold flavor that many people enjoy. But here's the issue. Just one of these eggs can have over 500 milligrams of sodium. That's about a quarter of your daily limit in a single bite. If you have high blood pressure, heart issues, or kidney concerns, that's a red flag. And to make matters worse, some traditionally made century eggs may contain traces of lead, especially if they're made with outdated or unregulated methods. If you really want to try one, look for brands that are clearly marked lead-free. But honestly, for most older adults, it's better to skip them altogether. Fourth, deep-fried eggs. You've probably seen these at diners or made them at home. They're golden brown on the outside, crispy around the edges, and soft in the center. But here's the problem. Frying eggs at high heat, usually over 350 degrees Fahrenheit, can create harmful compounds in the food. These include things like HCAs and other substances linked to inflammation and even cancer risks. And don't forget, deep frying adds unhealthy fats and raises your bad cholesterol. If you're managing your weight, your blood sugar, or your heart health, this kind of egg isn't doing you any favors. Try boiling or baking your eggs instead. Or cook them in a non-stick pan with just a tiny bit of oil. Same egg, safer outcome. And last, let's talk about ballot. Ballot is a fertilized duck egg. It's a delicacy in some parts of Southeast Asia, often eaten after the duck embryo has started to develop. Now, I know food traditions are deeply personal, but for older adults, ballot is a tough one. The embryo has bones, cartilage, and partially formed tissue, which makes it much harder to digest. It also carries a higher risk of bacteria like E. coli or Salmonella, especially if it's been stored in warm or humid places. And the fat and cholesterol content? Much higher than a regular egg. If you have heart disease or high blood pressure, ballot can be a risky choice. So what's the better option? Stick with fresh chicken eggs, fully cooked. They're safe, they're simple, and they give you the nutrients your body truly needs without the stress. Let's wrap this up with a quick reminder. Eggs can be one of the best foods in your kitchen. But like anything, the details matter. Choose the right kind. Avoid the risky ones. And you'll give your body the support it needs to stay strong, clear-minded, and healthy for years to come. Your health is worth it. And sometimes, it all starts with what you crack open for breakfast. 3. Smart and safe ways to cook eggs for better health after 40. Now that we've talked about how eggs can help support your muscles, memory, and heart, and we've covered which types of eggs to avoid, let's talk about what really brings it all together: how to cook your eggs the right way. Because here's the thing. Even the healthiest food can lose its benefits or worse, cause problems if it's not prepared properly. And as we age, our digestion slows a bit. So choosing gentle, clean cooking methods becomes even more important. For more than 20 years, I've worked with adults across the country, helping them find simple ways to feel stronger, more alert, and more independent. And eggs, when cooked with care, have been one of the most helpful tools. Here are 5 ways to prepare eggs that are easy on your stomach, good for your body, and tasty enough to enjoy every week. Let's start with one of the easiest methods. Hard-boiled eggs, simple and reliable. This might sound plain, but don't let that fool you. Hard-boiled eggs are one of the safest and most nutritious ways to eat eggs. There's no frying, no oil, and very little mess. Just place the eggs in a pot, cover them with water, and bring it to a boil. Once the water boils, reduce the heat and let them simmer gently for about 10 to 12 minutes. Then place the eggs in cold water for a few minutes to cool them down and make peeling easier. Each hard-boiled egg gives you around 6 grams of high-quality protein, plus a solid dose of vitamin B12, vitamin D, and choline nutrients your body needs as you age. They're easy to digest and gentle on the gut, which is perfect for folks with sensitive stomachs. Soft scrambled eggs with vegetables, gentle and full of goodness. If you want something warm, filling, and full of flavor, this one's for you. Start by beating 2 eggs in a bowl. Add a small splash of milk, preferably fat-free, to make the texture smoother. In a nonstick pan, warm up about 1 teaspoon of olive oil over low heat. Toss in chopped veggies like spinach, bell peppers, scallions, or tomatoes. Then pour in the eggs and stir slowly, just until they're cooked through. You'll end up with soft, fluffy eggs and a dish that's rich in both nutrients and fiber. And fiber is key as we get older. It helps keep digestion regular and reduces bloating or discomfort. Poached eggs light, soft, and kind to the stomach. If your digestion is extra sensitive, poached eggs are one of the best choices you can make. Heat a small pot of water until it's just about to boil around 180 degrees Fahrenheit. Add a spoonful of white vinegar. It helps the egg keep its shape. Crack your egg into a small bowl first. Then slowly lower it into the water. Let it cook for 3 to 4 minutes, then lift it out with a slotted spoon. The result? A soft, easy-to-chew egg that pairs beautifully with whole grain toast, mashed avocado, or a bowl of steamed greens. Baked eggs with a touch of cheese, comfort food that's still light. This is one of my personal favorites, especially when I want something cozy but don't want to feel too full afterward. Start by preheating your oven to 390 degrees Fahrenheit. Lightly grease a small baking dish or ramekin with olive oil or a tiny bit of butter. Crack in 2 eggs. Add a sprinkle of Parmesan or reduced fat cheddar cheese. If you like, toss in a few diced tomatoes or scallions. Bake for about 12 to 15 minutes, just until the whites are firm. This meal is perfect for lunch or a light dinner. It's filling, warm, and satisfying without being greasy or heavy. Egg salad, a classic made lighter. Egg salad is an old favorite, and with a few simple changes, it can be heart-healthy too. Boil 4 eggs and chop them into small pieces. Instead of mayonnaise, use plain Greek yogurt. It's creamy but has less fat and more protein. Mix in a little chopped celery and scallions for crunch. Add black pepper to taste. Serve it on whole grain bread, or wrap it in large lettuce leaves for a low-carb option. It's easy to eat, great for picnics, and friendly for anyone keeping an eye on their cholesterol. In closing, you don't need fancy tools or restaurant skills to cook healthy eggs at home. Just a pot, a pan, a few fresh ingredients, and about 10 or 15 minutes of your time. Eggs might be small, but when they're cooked the right way, they can help you stay strong, sharp, and steady day after day. So go ahead, boil one for breakfast. Scramble a couple with veggies, or bake 2 in the oven while you unwind after a long day. Simple habits like these can add up to real results. And it all starts with 1 little egg cooked with care and made just for you. Conclusion: 1 egg a day, a simple choice that can make a real difference when it comes to staying healthy as we grow older. Most people think it has to be something big: strict diets, pricey supplements, hard workouts that leave you sore for days. But sometimes, the most powerful change is the smallest one. Something as simple as adding one egg a day to your routine. It costs less than 50 cents, takes just a few minutes to cook, and gives your body a natural boost that lasts far beyond breakfast. Inside that one egg, you'll find high-quality protein to help keep your muscles strong. You'll get choline, a nutrient that helps support memory and brain function. There's vitamin D to strengthen your bones, and healthy fats that do your heart a world of good. You don't have to change your entire lifestyle overnight. You don't have to give up your favorite foods or count every calorie. Just begin with one small step. One egg, prepared with care, and chosen wisely. Because just like in life, it's not always about doing more, it's about doing what matters. And the kind of egg you eat does matter. Not all eggs are the same. You've learned which types of eggs can be risky. Cracked eggs, undercooked eggs, deep-fried or overly processed ones, and fertilized eggs like ballot, which are hard to digest and carry extra risks. You've also seen how cooking makes a difference. Boiling, poaching, baking. These gentle methods help lock in nutrients and keep the meal light and easy on your system. Over the years, I've worked with folks from every walk of life. Some just entering retirement, others in their 70s or 80s, simply wanting to stay mobile, keep their minds clear, and enjoy life. And time after time, I've seen the same pattern. They didn't try to fix everything at once. They didn't give in to guilt or frustration. They just made one small, smart choice. Then they stuck with it. The results followed. If you've ever found yourself short of breath going up the stairs, if you've ever blanked on a familiar name in the middle of a conversation, or wished for just a little more energy to keep up with the grandkids, you are not alone. Your body is still capable of change. It just needs the right kind of support, and that support often starts on your plate. So tomorrow morning, when you crack that egg into the pan, know this: it's not just breakfast. It's a simple promise, a quiet act of care, a way of telling yourself, I still matter, my health still matters, and my best years are not behind me. Because one egg a day can help you walk more steadily, think more clearly, and live more fully with the people who matter most. So don't wait for the perfect time to start. Start now, with one egg, one step, one healthy choice. And if this message speaks to you, share it. Pass it along to your friends, your neighbors, or someone you love. Because sometimes all it takes is one small change to set a whole new course for your life.